You're listening to Systemic Error Podcast. The failure was designed.
Missing Mitch flyers pop up around Washington, based on an article by Sarah K. Mitch McConnell is not missing. Power is a poster for a vacancy. A Washington flyer campaign is turning Mitch McConnell's absence into a joke, but the joke lands because it points at a real absurdity of one of the most powerful offices in the country has been partially unavailable while the Senate handles consequential business. The source material says McConnell has not voted, has not appeared for chamber work for more than a month, and has released a statement saying he is not ready to return. That is the real story, not the novelty poster, not the turtle gag. A public office with national consequences is being treated like a private inconvenience. Who actually holds the leverage? McConnell is still a senator. The office does not stop mattering because the occupant disappears behind rehabilitation updates and carefully managed proof-of-life photos. The Senate majority is razor-thin, and the article notes that McConnell sits on the Appropriations Committee, where budget bills are stuck in deadlock. That means his absence is not symbolic. It is operational. This is the basic institutional truth the flyer campaign is reacting to in a chamber built on bottlenecks. One missing vote can alter the balance of power. The problem is not that people are gossiping about a frail senator. The problem is that the Senate structure makes any one member, especially a senior gatekeeper, into a choke point for the country's most important decisions. Misdirection as political habit. The source gives space to conspiracy speculation that McConnell may already be dead and that Republicans are hiding it to avoid a special election. That may be internet theater, not fact, but it appears because Americans have been trained to expect bad faith maneuvering from a party that treats procedural advantage as a governing philosophy. Still, a cleaner analysis is simply there is no confirmed plot in the source, only a public failure of transparency in a party apparatus that benefits from ambiguity. The GOP does not need a body double conspiracy to exploit institutional opacity. It only needs delay, silence, and a system designed to tolerate both. The real crime is normalization. The story's framing is weak whenever it reduces this to a personality oddity, as if McConnell's disappearance were mostly about whether he is cranky or medically inconvenient. That is misdirection. The relevant issue is not his mood and not his image. It is the fact that a single elected office holder can remain functionally absent while the chamber continues making decisions that shape budgets, appointments, and power. That is the deeper pattern. U.S. institutions are so hollowed out and so dependent on elite discretion that public accountability becomes optional unless someone forces the issue. The flyers are crude, but they are also a symptom of democratic impatience with a political class that expects deference even when he is not showing up to work. The system behind the absence, McConnell's situation, is not an isolated health story. It is a case study in how concentrated power, aging leadership, and procedural fragility combine to make governance less accountable and more brittle. The Senate's design lets one stalled seat matter too much, while party loyalty and institutional secrecy discourage honest confrontation. That is the actual lesson. Not that one senator is missing, that a major governing body can keep functioning around a glaring absence and call it stability. You've been listening to Systemic Error, thanks to Alternet for today's article, with the automated voice of Norman. Thanks for listening.